Welcome to the Zone, this weekend edition. Of course, on Resurrection Weekend, we have slightly changed the name from SWAC Zone to the Zone, but the content is still going to be the same. We're going to feature on the Southwestern Athletic Conference and the world of HBCU sports. This weekend, we have a special episode talking to the guru himself, none other than Coach Van Pettaway. We'll talk about basketball and the future of athletics as we see it. We'll also hear from Miss Donna Glover in DG Sports. We have a lot more in store for you. Don't forget, you can visit our website at obnradio.com and subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Big weekend coming up on baseball. The weather has pushed things back to the Panthers taking on the Southern Jaguars on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday will be at 3 p.m. Sunday will be at 12 noon and 3 p.m. We'll give you all the updates, scores, information on the Panthers and the Jags and the rest of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. We want to take a break and we'll come back with the start of the Zone right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
We are the station designed with you in mind, the Open Mic Broadcast Network, where we are serving the community through faith and athletics since 2002. We are located in Prairie View, Texas, where we are dedicated to serving the local community with sporting events, church services, and information. You're invited to tune in and to join us each Sunday morning for Temple of Refuge Ministries live broadcast, Building the Kingdom One Soul at a Time, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Central Time. Each Monday through Friday, tune in to hear the Mike Prince Show as he covers the world of HBCU sports and beyond. This show has been the driving force for daily information when it comes to HBCU athletics. And tune in to listen to the SWAC Zone each Saturday mornings. The Open Mic Broadcast Network covers Little League, high school, and college athletics. We also broadcast local community parades and events. And you can check us out on YouTube for our latest content. If you would like to help us support our broadcast, you may do so by making a donation at www.obnradio.com. We are the station designed with you in mind, the Open Mic Broadcast Network, where we are serving the community through faith and athletics since 2002.
Hi there, everyone. It's me, your girl, Donna G, live on the MIC, representing DG Sports and Entertainment, coming to you today. Hopefully you guys had a great week. Lots went down last week, the opening of the Final Four here in Houston, and that was really spectacular. Different events all week long. All week long. They had the All-American game on Tuesday. Thursday started the college three-point shootout and dunk contest, and those were male and female contestants in competition. Very cool, very cool. And then on Friday night was the high school three-point shootout and slam dunk contest. Also on Friday opened the Fan Fest that was held in the George R. Brown Convention Center. That was pretty awesome. You could go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 8. They had all kind of basketball games with all kind of sponsors. Check out DG Sports and Entertainment on any of the social media platforms to see some of the fun that we had on Friday at the Fan Fest. After that was the music festival, and there was 3 days of that. The highlighter on Friday was Megan Thee Stallion, and again, that was awesome. DG Sports and Entertainment went there, and my phone died. Of course, that always happens because I'm taking so many pictures. But luckily, my son captured some, and then I am stealing people's pictures. So anyway, if you posted some and mine look like yours, just know that's what happened. But anywho, let's get into baseball. It's about that time, baseball and track. And so I want to talk about SWAC baseball. Let's see. I'm going to give you the standings. They're divided in East and West right now. And Alabama State is leading off the East with 72 conference records, then followed by Bethune-Cookman and Florida A&M, all 7-2. Jackson State 3-6, Alabama A&M 2-7, and Mississippi Valley 1-8. Then the west side is just the best side. Grambling 8-1, Prairie View 7-2, Texas Southern 5-4, Southern also 5-4, Arkansas Pine Bluff 1-8, and Alcorn State 1-8. So it's looking good. The weather's been great for the most part. I haven't heard of any rain delays or anything canceled because of weather as it regards softball and or baseball. So that's good. Let's look at softball. Softball. Man, these ladies are doing it just as they've been doing it with the basketball. And I just kind of switched over real quick to baseball. I didn't even finish my thought about basketball, but we'll come back. So for softball in the East, Alabama State is leading 8-4. And Florida A&M is also 8-4. So Bethune-Cookman 8-4. Alabama A&M 6-6, Jackson State 6-6, and Mississippi Valley 0-12. So just like the men's from this past basketball season, we're going to just continue to say a prayer for Mississippi Valley State that they get their athletics together. But we know they're going to make it and do what they got to do. Okay, on the west side, which is the best side, again, I know that sounds so corny, but anyway, I'm going to keep saying it. Prairie View is leading off the softball with 12-0. Ladies are really singing it. So we got the reverse of this Mississippi Valley State, 12-0. Grambling is next with 9-3. Texas Southern 5-7. Alcorn State 4-8. Southern University 4-8. And Arkansas Pine Bluff 2-10. So those are our SWAC baseball and SWAC softball standings. All right, let's go, men and women. I was going to say I love baseball, but that would be an exaggeration. I like baseball. It's a very underrated sport. I think more of our kids should take part of it. My son, in general, both of my sons, they play baseball. And this son, my youngest, actually made the team and didn't want to play. Do y'all believe that? So anyway, that's another story. But we'll come back to it at some point. Listen, want to get back to the basketball. Sorry about that. I just kind of switched over real quick. But that's okay because I can switch back real quick. So let's talk about on Sunday was the HBCU All-Star Game. I really want to talk about that because I meant to mention that last week. And I don't know what happened. Well, that slipped my mind when I was talking to you guys last week to talk about and promote and, tell everybody to come out to the All-Star Game. But I had tickets and everything early. I don't know what happened. Maybe some say because I'm 47, but it's okay. It's all good in the hood. So, listen, we had Team Reed and Team Barnett at the Texas Southern University HPNE Arena. Exciting. Had bands from Prairie View and Texas Southern, TSU, and for getting TSU got some money all throughout the game, as well as SWAC and HBCU All-Star Game. The actual company or foundation. I'm not sure if it's foundation or not, but whichever is responsible for the game itself, they were getting money. It was on CBS Sports, lots of great action. Although I didn't really see a lot of calls, so I'm not sure if they told the referees not to make any calls because it was on air. I'm not sure. I don't know what was going on with that. But anyway, Team Barnett beat Team Reed 113-99. In the last few seconds, Team Reed could have really made a couple other plays, but I'm not sure what was going on with that. So, whatever. we had a person from Prairie View on there, Mr. Wills, and he was doing good. What was the other young lady? I think he just got started late. I'm not sure what happened again. I'm not sure what was going on, but they just got a late start, Talking about Team Reed, that was in honor of the late HBCU and NBA legend Willis Reed, who started at Grambling State. And guys know he passed a couple of weeks ago. So definitely a great honor for this team to be named after him. That team featured players from the SWAC and the CIAA. It was coached by Dante Jackson of Grambling State and Jay Butler of Virginia Union. So pretty cool, pretty awesome. Team Barnett was named in honor of Dick Barnett, a star once at Tennessee State, who went on to have an illustrious pro career. Team Barnett included players from the MEAC, the SAIC, and independent ranks, including Pollard from University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Nathaniel Pollard was his team's fifth leading scorer, but paced the team in both offensive and defensive rebounds. I also didn't see a lot of rebounding now that they mention it. So it was a good game. Great to see everybody out from different universities, from the SWAC, MEAC, all HBCUs where I saw were represented, and that was really nice. I really love seeing us representing our HBCUs. Even if we didn't attend, but just still representing them and being friends of the universities. That was awesome. By now we know that the University of Connecticut won the men's championship and LSU won the women's championship. So I want to say congratulations to both of those teams. And we look forward to everything, all the excitement again next year. The bracket busting, because I'm like, everybody knows your bracket is going to be busted, because some of the quiet teams and smaller teams, they come out with nothing to lose because they don't, and they're ready to play. So I just really love it. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing, so switching back to the baseball and softball, what happens and who goes into the tournament, at what levels or what standings, and then who comes out on top. That's going to be really something to see. So I'm looking forward to that in the next couple of weeks. Let's see where we are. Baseball, see when that starts. Black baseball tournament. So that's scheduled for next month, May 24th to the 28th, hosted in downtown Atlanta. Okay, so that should be pretty exciting. It's quoted by our commissioner, Dr. Charles McClellan of the Prairie View A&M University. We're excited to host our upcoming baseball tournament in the city of Atlanta. Aside from what we envision being an extremely excited and competitive baseball tournament, the city of Atlanta undoubtedly will offer our fans and supporters a wide variety of leisure and recreational activities, restaurants, and hotel accommodations. So you guys, make sure you come to Atlanta to support SWAC tournament and always have a great time in Atlanta. So listen, I'm coming to the end of the show today, but I want to remind you guys about summer internships. If you and or your company has some summer internships that are available for the football players of Prairie View A&M University as well as Texas Southern University, please let us know. We can be reached at DG Sports ENT on all social media platforms, as well as DG Sports and Entertainment at yahoo.com. That's DG Sports and Entertainment at yahoo.com, and or 832-293-DGSN, which is 832-293-3476. We are so excited for these young men and ladies. There'll be some ladies, trainers, and all that kind of stuff So we want to get them employed and make sure they have money in order to be able to stay on campus and to work out during the summer. So please help us in those endeavors, or you can always contact the athletic departments of the respective schools as well. Let's see. Now I want to highlight the Tampa Backers. They are hosting a golf tournament. They're hosting a golf tournament. So we want you guys to, in May, so I want to make sure that you're aware of that, and if you would like to participate, that you're able to have the information. So please be sure to reach out to the Panther Backers, if you know any, here in Houston, and get the more information about it, okay? So it is going to be on, I'm going to pull up some stuff, sorry guys. Usually I'm already ready. But this time, yes, I need them to send me a flyer. They send me a letter and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, we're doing it, but we ain't doing it. So it's going to be Monday, May 1st, 2023, 29th Annual Celebrity Golf Tournament, put on by the boosters of Panther Backers, and it'll be at Sterling Country Club. You can 7 a.m. registration. Yeah, see, that's where they knock me out, because 7 a.m. is just a lot to do. But anywho, want you guys to touch bases with what's this thing? Panther Backers at Linda L. Rob at Gmail. Linda LYNDA Rob at gmail.com. Okay? Or you can call Dino Robinson at 713-417-2090. Those are the two contact methods for this golf tournament. Then I want you to you got the summer internship, and then keep your eyes and ears open for the Labor Day Classic. Some great activities are coming up. They're sponsored by the university, as well as DG Sports Entertainment and the Prairie View National Alumni Association. So keep your eyes and ears open. You can always go to HoustonLaborDayClassic.com to get more information about what's coming down the pipe, as well as athletic information about Prairie View and Texas Southern. That's what we focus on. And just have a great time. So keep your eyes and ears open and have a great week. Love you. The opinions and comments of me, Donna G, are not necessarily those of the Dr. Mike Prince Show and Dr. Mike Prince. So now that I've made that disclaimer, guys, want you to have a great week and be blessed. We'll see you next time. Take care.
The Southwestern Athletic Conference, also known as the SWAC, has become one of the leading sports associations in the world of collegiate athletics today. Founded in 1920 by C.H. Fuller, Red Randolph, C.H. Patterson, E.G. Evans, H.J. Evans, H.J. Starnes, D.C. Fuller, and G. Wood Jordan, the SWAC's charter class, the Super Six, kicked off with Bishop College, Paul Quinn College, Prairie View A&M, Sam Houston College, Texas College, and Wiley College. The founders came up with the league during a general meeting to discuss common interests as a grand experiment for historically black colleges and universities, or HBCUs. The SWAC's member schools experienced many difficulties in its early years due to the limitations of state funding, but the SWAC never stopped sponsoring competition among its members and student athletes. Though only one of the original members of the SWAC still remains, the SWAC continues to rise in prominence among the best in collegiate sports. The SWAC is one of only two Division I conferences whose current membership is made up of 100% HBCUs. Its current members include the last remaining charter member, Prairie View A&M, and others like Southern University, Texas Southern University, Grambling State University, Jackson State University, Alcorn State University, Mississippi Valley State University, Alabama State University, University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, Alabama A&M University, Florida A&M University, and Bethune-Cookman University. Championship competition offered by the league currently includes men's competition in baseball, basketball, cross country, football, golf, tennis, and indoor and outdoor track and field. Women's competition is also offered in basketball, bowling, cross country, golf, indoor and outdoor track and field, soccer, softball, tennis, and volleyball. The SWAC continues to solidify its status among elite collegiate competition with notable NCAA tournament appearances in multiple sports. The SWAC is considered one of the premier HBCU conferences in the country and currently ranks among the elite in the nation in terms of HBCU alumni playing with professional sports teams. Notable professional HBCU and SWAC alumni athletes include Walter Payton, Jackie Slater, Jerry Rice, John Stallworth, Steve McNair, Michael Strahan, Titus Howard, Kadero Hodge, and many more. The Southwestern Athletic Conference will continue to produce some of the best student athletes to ever touch a field of play. Just as the mission statement states, the Southwestern Athletic Conference is organized for the purpose of encouraging and conducting intercollegiate sport activities for student athletes and promoting academic excellence while representing SWAC member institutions with a high level of integrity and sportsmanship. I've been Morgan Hendricks for the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Jarvis Christian University announces June-July early summer enrollment. Apply today and earn 12 credit hours. Also available, $500 off tuition. And for students who do not qualify for an academic scholarship may obtain a $4,000 scholarship by earning a 3.0 GPA. And all courses are transferable, and the course offers summer college preparedness. For more information, you may contact Dr. Yolanda Jones at 903-730-4890, extension 2215, or email essp@jarvis.edu. And you may visit their website at www.jarvis.edu.
Welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. It is Resurrection Weekend. And with all that being said, we are blessed to have with us on the line the guru himself, none other than Coach Van Pettaway. How you doing today, sir?
I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm doing great. This is another day that he's given us, and I'm doing my part to rejoice in it.
Yes, sir. Well, if you do your part and I do my part, then we might get down the road a little bit further. What you think?
Oh, I think we will, Doctor. I think we will.
Yes, sir. Well, with that being said, sir, and getting down the road, nowhere near what people imagine on the women's side nor the men's side of this NCAA tournament. Even though the numbers were down on the men, up on the women, what a tournament overall, sir.
Man, that was an outstanding women's basketball tournament. I thought all four of the Final Four teams had tremendous game plans, and we saw a great performance in that championship game by those ladies from LSU. They did an outstanding job.
Yes, sir. Now, you know we got to address the elephant in the room, Coach.
Oh, yes.
Just give me your overall take on how you're seeing this. I know being a former player yourself and a coach, and smack talking has always been the historical part of the game. And I know I was taught if you don't like the way somebody's saying, shut them up by beating.
Right. Let your play on the playing field just close their mouth. Yep.
Now, I've had people go from one extreme to the next, and I'll just, as they say, we'll just lay it out on the carpet. Because do you think this was racially motivated with the response that you've had?
I do. I do, because when you look at the entire thing, Caitlin Clark from Iowa, she did this in a couple of previous games. When you look at what she did against Louisville, when you look at what she did against the women in South Carolina, she started, but she even admitted trash talking is a part of all sports, to include on the women's side.
Yes, sir.
And the thing that she wanted to point out, it was more than her and just Reese smack talking. You know, there were other people talking smack in other games, and I think she's accepting her punishment. Her punishment is they lost, and she got the same concept that she dished out. She got it back. Karma. It just came back to her.
Right.
She did it first. They showed it. They got highlights of her doing it to other players on other teams. And then when the roles were reversed, everybody wants to attack Miss Reese. And I think that's where you want to, if you want to talk about racism, I think that's where it crossed the line, where people are just trying to make it a white-black thing. If Caitlin had won the national championship and she did the exact same thing, I don't think we hear all about this. Right. I don't think you have this uproar.
Well,
but because an African-American young lady, basketball player, does this to her, now it's a big issue.
It's a big issue, and when you look at it from a parent's perspective, I know you have a couple of daughters, I have a couple of daughters, I got a couple of sons, you got a son. It's a little different if people pile on your son versus your daughter.
Correct.
And I'm putting myself as a father of a competitive daughter, it makes you almost want to jump out your skin, Coach. It really does. It really does.
Right, but see what I did, like my daughter. My daughter was a point guard on the basketball team, outside hitter on the volleyball team. Well, I brought her up, letting her know that you let your play speak for you. You don't have to talk. But if somebody's talking to you, I don't want you to back down either.
Right.
So it goes both ways. I've seen my daughter have some remarkable games on the basketball court, and then particularly on the volleyball court, and then I've seen her come up against competition that was better than she and her team. So you just got to be able to put the good with the bad. I think it's great for women's basketball that they are out there talking trash. A champion has to have an aura about them.
Sir.
Some people, it's, to me, it's not cockiness, but you got to have just a touch of that to separate yourself from the rest of them.
Well, you do, Coach.
You got to have that swag.
When you say cockiness, that's confidence, and people who don't understand competition, they look at it as cockiness.
Correct.
Because if you don't believe that you belong out there amongst whomever you're competing, and when I say competing, I'm not just talking about an athletic competition.
Correct.
It could be on your job.
The game of life.
Yes, sir. It could be in any avenue that you venture in. If you don't have the confidence that you belong, guess what? They're gonna take your rock every time.
Lunch. They're gonna take your lunch
every time. So, and that's why I talk to people all the time, Coach. And I said there is not a scenario that you can't bring up in life that's not directly connected back to sports that prepare people on and off whatever the playing surface is. So when this young lady was able to do it, and I felt proud to hear her say, she said, "Oh, you all said I wasn't going to be nothing." I'm talking about Miss Reese now.
Right.
You all call me ghetto. You all call me gangster and all this, that, and the other. But she said, bottom line, guess what? I'm a champion.
You got to call me champion. You got to call me champion.
Yes, sir.
Whether you like it or not. Because
whether you like it or not. Right. And so when you were talking, when you told your daughter, my pop used to tell me, son, we don't buy nor do we sell wolf tickets.
Right.
Okay? I said, so but you stand your ground. You don't go looking for no trouble.
Right.
And when trouble come your way, know how to shut it down.
Right.
And that's just something that just carries throughout the avenues of life, no matter where you are. So congratulations to LSU. Basketball now on the uptick. The NCAA talking about
possibly pulling basketball out of the championship bundle where they can see how much revenue they can gain on it as a standalone product. My question to you is this, Coach. Do you believe it's premature, or should you strike the iron while it's hot?
No, I think they need to hold the reins. I think you need to wait. I wouldn't rush into this. Because, see, number one, you're already talking about expansion. And if you expand the brackets, that's going to dilute our product.
Yes, sir.
You know, if they go up to 96, like they're talking about, that's going to dilute the product.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, that's where we're heading, because right now, the NCAA office, under new leadership, they got to get a grip on the athletic circuit as a whole, and the easiest one to get a grip on first is basketball, because football is a tangled mess, sir. The Power Five have set the mark. They're doing their own things. People are running wild, hopping from conference to conference. There's no way, Coach, 30, 40 years ago that you could have told me as a much younger man that USC and UCLA would go all the way across country to be a part of the Big Ten.
Right.
There's no way you could have seen that, and it's all predicated on these TV deals. And on the same breath, these regional sport deals are going under because they can't afford to keep up any longer.
Right. But at the same time, it also tells you, for them to make that move, it tells you how much money is involved in college athletics now.
Yes,
because
sir.
For those teams to come from the West Coast to play on the East Coast on a consistent basis, that's money.
Yes,
that's
sir.
money.
Yes, sir. Because it's not just football and basketball. You got golf teams, you got baseball teams, you got cross country, track and field. So somebody is paying the bill somewhere. Because I don't care how much I like you, this bill must be paid, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Now, and with that being said, let us transition to yet another elephant in the room. The men's basketball tournament, highly competitive, and people have been crying out of one side of their mouth and saying hip, hip, hooray on the other side. They ask for parity. They like the underdog. They like the upsets until it leads to Monday night in April, where it's a championship game, and this thing was about almost 1.5 million people short of its normal TV viewing. Or you're attributing that to a bad product, or people just not being interested because the quote-unquote blue bloods weren't there?
I think that's the correct answer, being that the blue bloods was not there, so you don't have that big fan base. So, you know, you're talking about UConn and San Diego State. They don't have, their alum are not as engaged as some of the other blue bloods. And when you speak of blue bloods, with Connecticut winning their fifth, you got to add them to that group now.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and a lot of people, this is the only thing I don't understand. We still consider UCLA as a blue blood, but most of the championships happen under John Wooden.
John Wooden, yes, sir.
And that's over 30 or 40 years ago.
Well, is it safe to assume that once you're in the club, it's lifetime membership?
It's obvious that's what they're doing. You have a lifetime membership.
Okay, because UCLA really has not been of much significance, even if you want to count football. But it is what it is, and they're carrying on, and they're going to be cashing in them big checks in the Big Ten, as we stated earlier. Now, when you look at what UConn has done, you look at what San Diego State has done. Now, San Diego State has the Pac-12 and the Big 12 bidding for them to lure them one way or the other. But I'm like you now when you were talking about the women's basketball pulling away. I'm not going to extend an invitation to San Diego State because of this one run. I'm sorry. It looks good, feels good, but I'm not that much interested in it.
Right, because when you look at, I think when you start looking at a school going to any kind of conference, to me, you should look at the total athletic program, not just one. So what are the other sports doing? How competitive are they?
Right.
Before you start wanting a team to become part of your conference. I know that's the way I would look at it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we're going to see what the end is going to be, and of course with the portal, that cursing word portal, that it is making everything wide open for the future of basketball. Do you see basketball going in an uptick, Coach, or do you think, as you mentioned, the 96 extension possible, I'm using air quotes on that, is going to continue to water even on the men's side of things when it comes to basketball?
Right. I think when you go to 96, it's going to be watered down. But I think basketball will remain on the uptick. Now one of the things that they got to get a grasp on, you just mentioned it, the portal and the NIL. If they don't get a grip on those two, it's going to destroy all of college athletics, not just basketball. The portal and the NILs will destroy what we have traditionally known as college athletics. It will not be the same.
Yes, sir. And when you look at the value, this is something that makes me scratch my head. How, and I know who's paying for it. The people are paying for it through these subscriptions, through these cable companies, this, that, and the other. Well, how long can this thing continue to excel like it's doing, Coach?
Well, I think they're going to have to put a cap on this now because this spending and this money is getting out of hand. You know, just like, you know, we already know that the NCAA basketball tournament, the TV rights, billions of dollars, they got to put a cap on it because you cannot continue to go up with this money. So I think a cap is coming sooner or later.
Okay, well, which is going to lead me, do you think a cap should be geared toward athletic budgets according to which level you're on, P5, G5, FCS, and so on and so forth?
Well, I think those caps are they're in place on their own.
Okay.
In other words, no, what I'm saying is some of these schools know that they cannot afford to be in the Power 5 conferences. Some schools already know that. So that's why you got the mid-majors. So their budgets are set according to their classifications anyway.
Okay.
In my opinion, because you don't find very many FCSs saying, "Oh, I'm tired of FCS. Let's move to Power 5." No, it doesn't work like that.
Well, we got some SWAC brethren who feel that way. You know, they and I don't know where they're getting their information from. And I understand, like we stated earlier, the difference between being confident and cocky.
Yeah.
You know, what makes you think that you are ready to jump to FBS? Yeah, you might have a 3 or 4 year strong run, but we're talking about consistently building. You know, when we look at some of the conditions that some of these guys have to overcome, yeah, you might have a fleeting moment, but it's not going to last forever.
I agree with you. And then we got to, as a whole, we got to stop looking at one sport making up our athletic programs.
Okay.
You know, you can't look at, okay, at this particular school, football dominates. At the next school, basketball dominates. But that doesn't mean that you need to move the whole program up because of that one sport.
Right.
Because we're not seeing and we're not thinking clearly in some cases when we start looking at leaving our HBCU conferences, moving to the other conferences. See, I think those schools that left the MEAC, I think they regret their moves.
You think so, Coach?
I know so. Oh yeah.
What makes you say that?
Look, because they're not successful.
Okay.
They had success in the MEAC. Name one school that has had success since they made the move.
Well, when I think about it, what comes to mind for me is North Carolina State. I mean A&T.
Okay, what have they done? What championship did they win?
Well, they didn't win a championship. They haven't won a championship, but they've been in the thicket of things. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. So it's okay now to be in the mid pack.
Oh no, I've never settled for being in the mid-pack. But then let me flip the script on you, Coach. Does that say then that we as a collective organization, i.e. SWAC, MEAC, that our products are subpar? Because when our best are going out and not doing well, and what does that say for those that remain?
Well, no, I don't think it's saying that we have an inferior product. It's saying that we were not wise and we did not look at all the cards before we made our play.
Okay.
There's no way that our budget is in line with the other budgets that you're playing against. When you were in the MEAC, you had similar budgets.
Right.
Now, your budget is not in the same arena as some of those schools that you're playing against now in your new conference.
Absolutely. And those other sports are going to keep on rolling. And whether you keep up with them or not, they're going to keep beating you in the head like a baby seal.
Right.
That's not. Now, I always use this little narrative whenever I'm talking to someone, especially about budgeting, because regardless of what level you stand on, or if you're a Democrat, Republican, everyone has a budget, right? And I laugh at it. People say, well, I'm on a fixed income. I said, well, we all on a fixed income, especially if you're working for somebody, because they're only going to pay you just enough so you don't quit. And then you work just enough so you don't get fired. So it's a balancing act, right? But when you look at everything that unfolds, I used to tell people this all the time. Just because you can make the car note payment don't mean you can handle that car or afford that car.
Correct.
Because, you made the payment, but now you got to have gas. Now you got to have maintenance.
And
now,
insurance.
Insurance, all that adds up. And it ain't just to get you through the doors of, I made it. Because, sometimes we get like, I landed, I made it. And then they feel like, this thing keeps moving, you got to keep up.
Right.
And so we know we're dealing with a moving target. You got me round up, Coach, with this APR stuff and all these things. And we're wishing upon a star, and the star just keeps burning out on us when we think we're close to it.
Yep.
So look yourself in the mirror. Be satisfied with who you are and what you have to work with. There's nothing wrong with grinding, and there's nothing wrong with needing more, because guess what? Those who have a $50 million budget feel like they need a little bit more.
Right.
And if you had a $10 million budget, you say, I sure enough need a little bit more. So it's a dog chasing his tail, Coach.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you, sir.
I figure you find like-minded folk. We agree that this is what the goal is for us, and we make it happen. I still think that if we, and I'm talking to the leadership now, if you listen, because I know a lot of them, they listen sometimes, they troll us, Coach, but it's okay. I'm, 56 years old, and I'm, standing on my own, been standing on my own with the help of the Lord, so I'll say what I say. But if we stop being cowards and stand up, even if it's standing up to your president to do what's right. It's easy for you to say, President. No, it's not easy for me to say. Coach, I've been independent for 30-plus years, okay? And I won't go into detail, but folks have tried to shut me down for years because they don't like to hear the truth. The little part I got when I do a show promotion, I forget the name of the story now, but Tom Cruise was asking me, he said, you want the truth? You can't handle it.
That's the truth, right.
Okay. The truth is what makes us free. And what I'm finding out is a lot of folks like to stay handcuffed. A lot of folks like to be lied to. A lot of folks like to have their minds played with. And then after the fact, they let you know, we're making this move right now, and now you fussing and raising Cain. But when you was trying to have a watchman to help you what's going on, hush, man, you don't know what you're talking about. So that's why we keep doing what we're doing, Coach. We keep doing what we're doing. That's a good thing too. That you are getting the word out. Whether they want to hear it or not, the truth needs to be heard. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so, if you have to give a letter grade, because you're the gradesman when it comes to the football season, How would you grade the men and women's basketball tournaments this year, sir?
Well, I would give the women's tournament an A plus.
Okay.
On the men's side, they get a B.
Okay.
I think because of all of the upsets, it took away. I think the upsets took away from the men's tournament. A lot of people go for the underdog, but they were still looking for those blue bloods.
I'm guilty of going for the underdogs, Coach. I've had people question me on my social media what type of drugs am I on. When I say I think such and such are winning, and you need to leave them narcotics alone. I say I'm not on narcotics. I just like I like the competition. I like to pull for the underdog.
Right.
You know why, Coach? Because I'm an underdog, and so I know what it takes. Yeah, I'm good if you give me an opportunity, and I show you that I belong here. So I just kind of pull for the underdog.
Right. In some instances, I like the underdog too, but I think the general public proved with the viewership being down that they were looking for those blue bloods. They didn't care that this was a Cinderella story, a Cinderella year on the men's side.
They proved that they're fair-weather fans.
Oh, yes. Because
a lot of people that pull the quote-unquote blue bloods don't even know where the blue bloods are located. You can turn them in a circle and say, go find such and such. They wouldn't even know where to go.
Yeah.
So it's now, see, Coach, you got me riled up again. I got one more pet peeve. I'm going to get it off my chest. In particular, if you are a student, an active student on any HBCU campus on the planet, stop wearing these other schools' shirts and logos and jerseys on your campus. Support your own campus. Support your own program, your own conference. What you look like walking around with a Notre Dame shirt on at Alabama A&M?
Right.
That's like me wearing a Texas Aggie shirt at Prairie View. That's not going to happen, Coach.
Well, Doc, you're not the only one that has that as a pet peeve. We have it written in, I had it written in my rules. You could not wear another school's paraphernalia and be a part of my basketball team.
Okay.
That was not going to happen.
Okay.
At no point. So you don't even bring it to campus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't even want to smell it. Man, just get it away from me. And maybe I'm becoming that grumpy old man. I'm not calling you a grumpy old man, Coach, but maybe I'm becoming that grumpy old man. What you think?
Well, okay, we'll be grumpy then. But you're right, though. You should not be promoting another institution on your campus.
Yes, sir.
It should be all about campus pride.
Yeah, campus pride, conference pride. Don't even get me started on loyalty, because we ain't got enough time, Coach. You talking about loyalty. The loyalty went out the window way before NIL, but they show you how much loyalty is now with that NIL and the portal. But we're not going to fuss about that. I think we've had a good run today, and I'm not going to mess up the resurrection weekend, sir. So with that being said, I'm going to give you some closing thoughts and comments right now.
Well, Doc, I'm just so elated that you do speak the truth, that you do get it out there, and I just want to continue to encourage you to continue doing that, because what you're doing and what you're saying, putting the truth out there, we need that so much, so badly, that I'm happy that you are continuing to do that. So stay encouraged, my friend, and keep putting it out there. You're not going to open everybody's eyes, but you are affecting some people. They're opening their eyes and they're seeing the light.
Well, we're going to let the light shine, sir, and I have a little motto. I might not be the best, but when I do my best, God is pleased.
There we go.
And with that, my friend, you have yourself a wonderful resurrection weekend. He is the guru, the godfather of basketball, Coach Van Pettaway. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We do thank you guys for tuning in and joining in with us each and every day. Continue to follow us on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And don't forget to visit our website. We got that course that we're about to put up on the website to help you guys who want to be about broadcasting at obnradio.com. sportsnet.com. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.